Prophunt is a game mode known across the entire gaming community, originating in the popular sandbox game Gmod and getting many adaptations in other titles such as TF2 and the topic of today, Overwatch 2. Opposite to the biggest competitor, this time this mode has been treated seriously by the main developers of the game and not a side plugin for community servers like in TF2. This opens many more possibilities for the mode and for additional features that have not been seen in other titles. So, in today's video, I will dive deep into the topic of Overwatch's prophunt mode and tell you everything bad and everything slightly less bad about this mode. Let's begin. To ensure we all know what I'm talking about, prophunt is a game mode where the game splits the players into teams. One of them are the hunters, and the other one are the hiders. As the title of the mode suggests, the hiders need to use props to hide. But what makes this mode so special and outstanding throughout the years is that no longer are you hiding with your playable character, but rather you turn yourself into one of many props scattered throughout the entire map. For those who are familiar with the mode, this is no shocking news, but for the outsiders, the idea that you turn yourself into a solid object inside a game where you usually just shoot the enemy bad guys is simply mind-blowing. Back to the rules of the mode, the hiders have a small window of time to hide, and after that time frame passes, the hunters are released on the playable map and are free to start searching for the props by shooting every possible object on the map. The hunters win if they logically hunt down every hider, and the hiders win if at least one of their team members survives the entire duration, and that is it. There are some entertaining parts about the game, for example laughing at the oblivious hunters that can't spot you even though you are standing right next to them, and it's totally not because you're a literal default object that perfectly fits the place you are standing in. And of course the mode has some special moments for the hiders, like getting multiple people right next to each other or spotting someone out of place as soon as the game starts. But overall, the mode is very slow and painfully boring. This is not a strictly Overwatch issue of its take on this game mode, but overall the mode is flawed from the very start. It is a fun experience for the very first time, but after you finish one game, there is no reason to try and play another round, as you already experienced everything that was available. This mode being an elimination game mode, meaning that after death you can't respawn and you are forced to wait for the round to end to play the game once again, just creates boring situations if you get unlucky or if you're too stupid to find a decent spot as a hider. On the hunter's side, it's also very boring to just rub your face on all possible walls and ceilings of the map and just checking every possible prop of the map if it's the hider or a real prop. But luckily for us, the mode comes in with some additional spices, so here are the bonus gimmicks that Overwatch has provided. First, let's take a look at hunters. All of the hunter players are forced to play as Genji with only his default melee attack and dash. You can also build up your ultimate, but we'll get to that later. First of all, it's completely understandable why the hunters are so limited, as the melee requires close range and precision to kill the hider, but the dash is very questionable. This ability has a very big hitbox and it acts as a big check if you are too lazy to melee every single object in your screen, but sometimes a Genji can dash in a random direction and without even knowing you were hiding there, he can wipe you in one shot. This is similar to the grenade launcher in the original Garry's mod, and it also serves this lazy purpose of checking out a big area with one press of a button. But, opposite to Gmod's case, in Overwatch there is no punishment of checking everything around you, but in Garry's mod, every wrong guess you make, you lose health points when you eventually die if you guess incorrectly too many times. Getting back to the ultimate ability, if you get a singular kill, you will be able to cast the ultimate Dragon Blade of Genji, which if you played this game before, and especially if you used Genji's blade, you know his hitbox is enormous. This gives even bigger potential to check a quite large portion of the map if there are any hiders clenching their butt cheeks somewhere nearby. Luckily for hiders, they are not completely defenseless. The hiders are equipped with 3 main abilities. The first one is a quick fade that gives you a speed boost and it changes the prop you are chosen as. This already means that the prop choice is completely random, and it's also a great ability to slip out of dangerous situations. Another great tool for that is a flashbang, which in my opinion is the stupidest thing in the hider's kit. You can stun for a very big portion of time, which from my experience is about 5 hours, and buy yourself some time to run away and change the spot where you are hiding. And lastly, there is a very handy pin ability that locks your current position and location, so you can look around freely and your position visible to the other players will not change. So now you know everything about this mode. And how does it work in practice? Well, it sure does work, but I can also say that this apple is eatable, so you can guess what is my opinion about this game mode. First of all, the hunters have no real punishment for dragging their balls on every possible surface of the map, and that also applies to the dash and ultimate ability, meaning it is highly encouraged for you just to check every possible spot on the map like a brain-dead Roomba cleaning the house. The hiders, on the other hand, have a huge handicap that I have not mentioned before, called most knowingly as a taunt. The props hiding will periodically speak one of very annoying Kiriko voice lines, giving their positions away to every hunter in the range. The hunters are also getting notified with a red mark similar to taking damage, so everyone will know in which direction they should go to look after the props. I hate the fact that this sound cue is involuntary, and it sometimes just forces you to bail your spot because the one sweaty tryhard will stand in one place and only listen to the taunts to slowly locate you like the fat guy in Walmart locating the Doritos on buy one get one free promotion. This of course can be seen as a good feature because it makes the hunter's job easier and it counters the boring camping strategy. But if you want to make the mode about hiding, isn't it logical that the hiders will want to hide as best as they can? Why are they getting punished for playing the game mode properly? I'm aware that the props are slightly more prepared with the flashbang, but in my opinion this feature would have been pointless without the forced taunts. In summary, I think it's okay that this mode has been added as one-off special for the magic and wacky event, but as I said in the intro, it's a mode you will play once and never play it again. Not even want to play it again. The flashbang and dash abilities are implemented in a very stupid way, where both hiders and hunters are not getting punished for abusing these. What Gmod has done better is gave players from both teams a bigger choice, where the hunters can check if the props are real or not by picking them up, and the hiders can choose what they want to hide as, but in Overwatch there is none of that. It's simplified to satisfy the empty-headed children that bought the Mercy Lifeguard skin, and for a veteran player like me, this mode is below the average quality of modes we have been getting before, like the May Snowball fight that had its own competitive scene, or even the Yeti hunt that had unique mechanics with traps and meat, and those modes were replayable. You wanted to play them multiple times because they posed a real and a new challenge for both teams. But this time, it's just a rock simulator or a perfect summary how a typical free roll behaves in your house. That's it from me. Subscribe if you want to see my face eventually. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.